Elgato Cam Link 4K came out years ago, but with all the new capture cards and AI tools in 2026, is it still worth buying? And after testing it with mirrorless cameras, OBS, and an external SSD workflow, here's what I can tell you. So this little device basically started the turn your camera into a webcam trend. But now we've got cheap HDMI to USB cards like 4K at 60 FPS capture cards, PCIe capture solutions, the discontinued CamLink Pro, and even cameras with USB streaming built in. So where does the OG CamLink 4K fit in 2026? The hardware hasn't changed for the Elgato Cam Link 4K. It still has HDMI to USB-A, still 4K 30 FPS or 1080p 60 FPS. It's still tiny, portable, and reliable. But specs aren't the important part of this. It's compatibility. Elgato keeps updating software and support, and that's a big reason this thing is still alive. So plugging in Sony, Canon, Nikon, or Panasonic, they still work flawlessly. You get a clean, low latency feed inside OBS, Zoom, Google Meet, maybe Teams, or even Discord. Latency is still lower than the cheap Amazon clones. And for creators, any reliability issue ruins a shoot. This thing has never failed. In fact, I'm recording this video with the CamLink 4K right now. So for dual PC gaming setups, the CamLink 4K still performs well, but with one big asterisk though. It maxes out at 1080p 60. So if you're trying to capture 1440p or 4K 60 gameplay, unfortunately it's not happening. You're gonna need an HD60X or a PCIe card for that. But for face cam with a DSLR, I think it's still perfect. So here's where the CamLink 4K still beats most cheap cards. One is it has better skin tones. Second, lower latency. Third, fewer random disconnects. And cleaner motion. There's no weird ghosting whatsoever. If your channel depends on consistent image quality, this matters a lot. Now, the aging part, or should I say elephant in the room, it's still USB-A. And most new laptops, especially MacBooks, are USB-C only. You're gonna need a good USB-C hub or a direct USB-A port to make sure it works properly. And Elgato is strict. Use a USB 3.0 5 gigabits per second port directly for the best results. So on my setup right now, I am plugging the CamLink 4K directly to my MacBook Pro, the M1 MacBook Pro. It has its own USB-C port right there, just to make sure you have a clean HDMI isolated connection, basically. And then I have my external NVMe attached to my Tobin1 docking station, which is connected to the other port of my M1 MacBook Pro. Now, mind you, cheaper hubs can cause drop frames. So gotta make sure you have a USB-A 3.0 or up. Otherwise, if it's USB 2.0, you're gonna have lots of stuttery, judder, and stuff. Now, where does the CamLink 4K still win in my opinion in 2026? It still wins for creator reliability, low latency, accurate color, stable 1080p 60. It's great for A-roll and verticals, Mac and or Windows support, and it's tiny and plug and play. But here's where it's showing its age. The CamLink 4K does not support 4K 60. It's only 4K 30, which is what I'm recording right now. It has no HDR, unfortunately. USB-A only, no pass-through. It's sensitive to bad HDMI cables, so you're gonna have to shell out and buy a little more expensive one, aka good cables. Cheaper clones exist, but it's inconsistent. Now, newer cards manage heat better. So if you need HDR or high refresh rate gameplay capture, you're gonna have to skip this and get something newer. Now, the CamLink 4K isn't cutting edge hardware anymore, but it doesn't need to be. If you want a simple, reliable way to turn your DSLR or a mirrorless camera into a webcam, I think it's still one of the best options. But if you need high refresh gameplay capture, you're gonna have to look elsewhere. For A-roll though, or zoom, or streaming, and clean camera feeds, it's absolutely still worth it. So if you're a creator using a DSLR mirrorless camera, it's a yes. But if you're gaming at 1440p or 4K 60, then it's a no. If you want stability and dependable image quality, I think it still beats most cheap Amazon capture cards out there. So if you want me to test newer capture cards like HD60X, 𝗵𝘁𝘁𝗶𝘁, no, I'm just kidding, not that. Maybe an Amazon cheaper clones out there, drop a comment down below and let me know. Don't forget to smash the like button, and if you haven't yet, consider subscribing to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.